Morning, Nigeria, and welcome to Let's Talk Nigeria on Golden 97.5 FM, the space where ideas meet reality and where national conversations begin. And of course, we are the Gold Standard Radio. I'm Moya Stiving.
And I am Paul Oblomubasa.
I'm glad to have you with us today as we turn our attention to a proposal that has stirred debate across political, academic, and civic circles. This morning, we're looking at Governor Mohammed Umaru Bago's advocacy for a single term tenure for governors in Nigeria. In a country where governors' reforms are often discussed but rarely implemented, Governor Bago's call challenges one of the most entrenched features of our democratic system: the two term, 4 year tenure currently provided by the Constitution. His argument, as presented in public forums, is that a single longer term for governors could reduce the distractions of re election politics, curb the excessive costs of elections, and allow leaders to focus squarely on governance rather than survival. On the surface, this sounds like a bold attempt to rethink how power is exercised and how development is pursued in Nigeria. But as with every reform proposal, the real question is not just what is being proposed, but why, how, and for whose benefit. Nigeria's democratic journey has been shaped by a painful history of prolonged rule, abuse of power, and limited accountability. Term limits were introduced as safeguards, guardrails designed to prevent the concentration of power and to give citizens the periodic opportunity to reward performance or punish failure at the ballot box. Any proposal that seeks to alter this balance naturally invites scrutiny.
Okay, so now let us look at it in different dimension. We have to understand what the current system is all about. Under the 1999 Constitution as amended, a governor serves 4 years. And the next is that he may be re-elected once. And you know already most governors begin re-election calculations by the second year in office. So campaigns, political negotiations, and power struggles often take precedence over policy delivery. So now, at what point do governors stop governing and start campaigning? You also look at it. For those that are supporters of the Governor Bago's proposal, they make several arguments, saying, number one, governance without distraction. It means you could just center on giving governance and remove any other distraction of re-election pressure. Also, to allow the governors to focus solely on development, reduce political compromises and godfatherism. Okay, now, imagine a governor who does not need your vote again. Will it govern better or worse? That is a question, and it's left for you, the listener, to put that in perspective.
Well, critics, however, warn of the risks. Without the pressure of re-election, how do citizens hold governors accountable? Some ask that question. In a system already struggling with weak institutions, would a single term reduce oversight or embolden executive excesses? There are also constitutional, political, and practical questions. How long should such a term be? Would it apply to sitting governors? And can this reform work in isolation without strengthening anti corruption agencies, legislatures, and the judiciary? Now, these are not abstract questions. They strike at the heart of Nigeria's democratic future. So, this morning on Let's Talk Nigeria, we're not here to take sides, prematurely. We are here to assess, to interrogate, and to listen. Is Governor Bago's proposal a visionary reform for better governance, or a well-intentioned idea that may carry unintended consequences? As always, the conversation belongs to you. Stay tuned, stay engaged, because this is Let's Talk Nigeria. Yes, indeed. We're looking this morning at the comments of Governor Bago of Niger State, where he advocates for single term tenure for governors in Nigeria. Well, the governor, he has already spent 2 years in his first term in office and did not, however, recommend the duration of the single term or the effective year for the takeoff anyway. But Babago, who spoke at the swearing of newly appointed commissioners and new local government council chairmen and their deputies, as well as some permanent secretaries and members of some boards and agencies, observed that looking for a second term in office is a hindrance towards taking some decisive decisions that would move the state forward. So, to you that's listening right now, do you agree with Bago? Now, I quote him. He said, "There are some steps I ought to have taken to move the state forward, but I dare not because of fear that taking such decisions would affect my victory in 2027. Can you hear Bago speak right now? He said, for example, some people who failed examinations and should have been sanctioned one way or the other could not be punished because of second term ambition. Do you agree with Bago? And then he went on to say, I am an advocate of a single term for governors. Everything in Niger State is being politicized, and because of this, more decisive actions cannot be taken. Does this apply to all the governors in Nigeria? I'm asking this question now. Now he went on to say, there are some people I want to sack, but I cannot. As the governor, I'm preoccupied with the search for a second term in office, and as a result, governors is suffering, and this is why one term is better to serve, because you will be more focused from the beginning to the end of your one term tenure." And that was what he said. And I'll go on, Paul, before you speak.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, "In the past, the forests across the state were safe for members of the Boy Scouts to go for expedition, but that is not the case now. The forests are now being used as hideouts by bandits, and that is why kidnapping and abduction are strange to us in Niger." So if he were to be the governor and he has only one term, he would have gone all out, according to him now. He said, "I urge you all to rise to the challenge at hand and pray for the rescue of the remaining abducted Papiri school children and their teachers, and for the peace to return to all parts of the state." So he was just speaking in different areas and all of that. But the issue has been made clear. He would have loved to take some decisions, but he couldn't because he is preoccupied about his second term. That is what he said is affecting many governors, if not all the governors in Nigeria. So the question now is to the listeners, do you think Bago is speaking your mind or not?
Okay, so now let's while we're looking at, we'll look at the arguments supporting the single term tenure and those that are also against. Let's look at something. It says governors without distraction. I made mention of that. Then you said reducing cost of elections. If elections in Nigeria cost billions of naira, a single term could reduce frequency of elections, lessen security deployments, cut down election litigation. That is money. Because Nigeria spends heavily on elections while struggling with healthcare, education, and infrastructure on one part. And it also weakens incumbency abuse. A single term tenure could reduce abuse of state resources, electoral intimidation, and manipulation of state institutions. Because you have to align. But now, let's look at the arguments against single term tenure. They say that it's going to be the loss of electoral accountability, because re-election is one of the strongest tools citizens have to reward good performance and punish failure. Question is, like some person said, remember the 4+4? That was the former President Buhari's, Muhammadu Buhari's mantra. Say if someone, politicians come up with the fact that if someone does well, you have to promote him and give him another, give him another. So that they are saying that if re-election is like a way of rewarding good performance. I don't know how it does. Really
why don't you leave when the ovation is
Thank
loudest?
you. You.
You
That's
don't have
so.
to reward it.
But you say, well, without that option of re-election, governors may feel without that option, governors may feel untouchable. Now, if a governor knows he's leaving anyway, who truly holds him accountable? That is one question.
The House of Assembly. Impeachment. When you're not
Okay,
doing it.
okay.
When you steal money, the House of Assembly is there to impeach you.
Okay. So, now, critics fear that governors may lose urgency, may focus on personal legacy, and ignore difficult reforms. Especially, when the governor was talking about, okay, I'm supposed to be attending to some arrest and raise up some things, but because of my second tenure, I'm allowing the slide. That is another conversation. But now, in the midst of all of these different things, the question is this proposal really, really genuine? Is it germane for us right now? And is it...
Especially when it has to do with weak institutions.
Do you understand? So is it politically convenient for current office holders? Because they're going to be the ones who say, okay, let's accept to it or not. Is it going to be very comfortable for them, knowing that if they attest to it, it's going to affect them?
Let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be back to continue with the conversation. Stay tuned.
This is your golden moment. 97.5 Golden FM, the gold standard of radio.
My correct people, they say man will not get God na gororo. Yes, countryman. Oh yeah, make you listen to this one. Doxa Family Church Incorporated don't knock 25 years. 25 years, not be 25 naira. Countryman, come celebrate with Doxa Family Church Incorporated. This one, Ego Shele on Sunday, 21st December 2025, time 8 a.m. Venue for the celebration now Doxa Family Church Incorporated, Yanagua, Bayelsa State, Tumbia Roundabout for Emerigi Junction. Guest speaker will go give us the word of God on top this anniversary celebration. Now Bishop Emmanuel Bob Manuel, host clergy we go arrange every country people. Now Reverend T.Y. Emmanuel, senior pastor, person where they put her for this message to tell you and say yes, you don't need 25 years, more gonna come chop and celebrate. Dance with God. Said yes, 25 years. Now Papa God night do am. Now Pastor Isaac Allen, resident pastor, night put her for this message. Country people, Doxa Family Church Incorporated, they celebrate their 25 years. Hip hip hip. Hooray!
Shining brighter than ever. 97.5 FM, the gold standard of radio.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Nigeria, where we are assessing Governor Bago's advocacy for single-term tenure for governors in Nigeria, and we are asking if that is feasible, how possible would that be, and if that is the best for our democracy right now. How long should such a term be? Would it apply to sitting governors? And can this reform work in isolation without strengthening anti-corruption agency, legislatures, and the judiciary? These are some of the questions we are asking. Paul, you were speaking before we went for the break.
Yes, so in the midst of all of the different conversations, the argument, like we said, arguments for and against, but we're looking at those that are against the single term. And but so some person are also looking at something for time constraint for development. Because some areas they say that you might not be able to use. I don't know the time frame. For now, we're using hypothetically 4 years. Can use 4 years to do some development on normative, because many projects, including roads, education reforms, health systems, require more than one term to mature. That is what some persons ask, the argument they're bringing. But if you want to do something, you could do it.
Great policies. You don't need to spend so many years.
Thank you.
When you listen to Mel for the Kilo,
yes,
the Blessed Memories, I remember it just. I think he won a second term, but then of course the Buhari military regime. Well, there was a coup plot, and then ousted them, terminated the flow. So it's just like 4 years, and he was able to achieve a lot. What about the very first governor of River State? I mean, the military governor.
Yeah.
They had to speak at the time.
Yes.
You could experience that. It was a short time, but you was able to touch and do a couple of things.
For me, if you're prepared, especially because sometimes you see that most times some of our leaders they learn in the field, but you're supposed to have all of the things that you're prepared for. You should be prepared
as you're coming in.
You hit the ground running. So now with all of these different things now, can 5 or 6 years truly transform a state? And that's another question we're asking. If we're looking at...
Well, if you put in the work, your successor will continue from where you stopped.
Thank you. So others also arguing that the real problem is not even about tenure length, but weak institutions and lack of accountability.
That's where I'm going.
So
That's
are
it.
we treating the symptom instead of the disease? So that's the thing.
I think what we're looking at is the disease. Not the symptom, because if you have to fix the symptoms, right, you fix it before the time, before that, before the illness weighs you down. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're fixing the disease. But what we need to do, we go back to the drawing board and start fixing the symptoms, or the other way around. You know, sometimes you're not sure of what the symptoms are. You just feel like, okay, but it's not malaria. It could be another thing, showing you that it's malaria because it has the symptoms of malaria. So some will argue that let's go straight up to fixing the disease, straight up to identify the issue and diagnose it, know that this is exactly malaria, and you treat the malaria.
So in this treatment, it also means that if we have our institutions independent of anything that will hold people accountable, and you have structures, workable structures, systemic thinking, all of these things are already there. Whether you are, it doesn't matter who comes on board. As you come, the system is already there. It's already tailored towards success. We can have the right things happen in Nigeria.
And then, of course, the governors will not be excessive in the way they go about it. They know they're coming with a
Word.
plan. They have the plan as they're coming in. They're executing it. And that's why anybody who is, has the ambition of becoming the governor at a time, you need to begin to draw how you want to go about it.
True.
So you are coming in with your template, with your plans. Immediately you coming, you hit the ground running, and you go in to start doing it. Immediately you have the funds to do it. You start, bringing in the kind of things that you want to, which are in line with what the people want. Because I believe that many of the governors don't do all of this. They just want to become governors. It is when they get in there they begin to draw plans. But if you have the ambition of becoming a governor in 2027, that means you have to constitute your team and start working towards it,
True.
coming up with plans of what you need to do when you come on board, and follow what the government of the day is doing. So, for instance, now, if Moi want to become governor in 2027,
Yeah.
I think I would have started a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'll be following what the governor, Doidiri, is doing right now. I know the places or what he's done, the kind of things he has done, and I just follow the government closely, and then know the loopholes,
True.
those areas, the weaknesses.
True.
And I start working on those weaknesses and seeing what I'm going to bring in to fill up the gap, right?
strengthen.
To strengthen what he's already
Yeah.
done. So wherever he stopped, I continue from it, and then he bring in stuff because you already have the plan. But I think many of them do not have this. They just want to become governors, and when they get in there, they abandon what is already there, and they want to bring in their own ideas, and that's not good. So when you're planning alongside what he's already had.
True.
So you can finish and continue.
Continuity.
And so when you do all of that, you say, well, if Goodluck Jonathan, for example, President Goodluck Jonathan started some projects, right?
Yeah,
The railway
yeah.
projects and all of that. But the Buhari administration came, saw that those projects were okay, and then they continued. Now, they praised Goodluck Jonathan as well for initiating the projects, right? And then they also praised Muhammadu Buhari for finishing the projects.
Simple.
So whether you started a new project or not is about you for someone
term,
to 1 term or 4 years is cool. I mean, if it is 4 years, but depending of the duration, whether 5 or 6 years. But a tenure or a term, what they call it, could be enough for someone to achieve a lot. Check out what Governor Ambode did. You don't forget it. I mean, when we talk about Lagos State,
No.
yes, the current president started it, followed by Fashola. You definitely mentioned Ambode because within a short period of time, he was able to do a couple of things. And so you can't say, Ambode didn't do anything. So 1 year, a tenure of 4 years
Yes.
can make things happen for
He
you.
came up specifically. He said, light up Lagos. As in, light up Lagos. And you see that suddenly there was this everywhere, street lights, and it was intentional. Places where you had places like Berger, you had Iyano Woro, you had some other places. He brought up public toilet facilities that were world class. Listen, I said world class.
I want to ask you whether it's been maintained right now. Have you been to Lagos recently to see?
As
to go
at
to
the
the
time,
toilet at
no,
the
as at the time, as at 2019, it was I had the privilege of using one. You are stunned. Like this is, you do not need anybody to. You are in there. You could eat in there. I'm telling you, that was the maintenance.
That's how nice it was, huh?
That's how nice it was. So because he was intentional about the thing, and he worked towards it. Light Up Lagos, he did, and all the different things he did. Funny enough, he removed VIO from the roads, and some persons say, you took away choppings, like what the governor was saying. Like there's some things I want to address, but right now I cannot. You heard
Bago said
Bago was saying
sack some people,
but he can't because some persons were like, okay, that
the people who wanted to sack perhaps are
godfathers
nominated by some godfathers,
and that was the conversation on the streets. Allegedly that the government Ambode removed food from the mouth of some person, that the VI was supposed to be some choppings for some senior men, and what happened? Finally, what are we seeing now? We're also seeing that now the court is. I think a court case came out, a judgment and everything that VIO are not supposed. So there's some things that are, now the thing that he was doing then, it
was right.
It was right.
Wow.
So you see, there are things you have to be able to check out at the time. Political will, because if a person that knows that, like we said, is also a single term we curb godfatherism, because you don't have to cut and go subservient in there. Okay, this I did this once now, so at least with the things that you asked me for,
let me go for second term.
You just give me second term now. This is like, and some persons were like, Governor Ambode did not dance to the elders of the state. That's why they didn't give him a second term. And it was quite funny because in the history of Lagos State rather, it was like the first time we're seeing something happen. Someone just does 4 years and all over, you leave.
But I'm not interested in 4 years.
I know.
I'm interested in what he did. In the 4
yes.
years. Can Lagosians say that the 4 years he spent as governor of Lagos State was worthwhile?
That's a question. But for me, I was in Lagos, so I can tell you that yes. Without standing on any side, not wanting to be in any side of the divide. Of course, some persons would have argued. Some persons came up with the thought that he would have been high-handed as a governor, and the things as the governor of the state, things will happen, or some things. Some people know how to use power, some do not. But use it to your own benefit. Use it to the benefit of the people. So what Governor Bago is saying is that if we have one term, we can concentrate on governance, give the people-centric policies, and not because the re-election moves begin in the second year.
And that's what he's saying. He's
yes.
saying right now he's focusing on how to come back. If you came in without any godfather, you will not be worried about anything. For example, now OT will not be afraid of anything that has to do with the second term because nobody brought him in. No godfather brought him in, isn't it? OT of Abia State, perhaps.
And the people, the people, based on everything that the people are seeing, like, okay, this guy is doing well. He thinks we're seeing roads that were bad, hitherto bad and everything, but now being fixed and good.
Yeah. And then he went on to say, I am an advocate of a single term for governors. Everything in Niger State is being politicized, and because of this, more decisive actions cannot be taken.
That is
that's the point here, bro.
It didn't say a few things.
Everything is politicized.
Okay, that we want to do a road to this local government. That's where his mother's father is from.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, we're ensuring that we want to get the road to Sagbama. We said it now. Okay, what about at this time? Fundamentally, we need to get to Ekremo and also extend to Agge. Maybe we want to. Well done. You don't know that guy. That guy will be the stand with time. We did that picture. That is the guy now.
It's
his village now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now we need to do. People begin to. But problem. It becomes a problem because every state governor faces that.
Now look at the bomb. As the governor, I am preoccupied with the search for a second term in office, and as a result, governance is suffering. And this is why one term is better to serve, because you will be more focused from the very beginning to the end of your one-term tenure. So that's what Bagor said, and that's what we're looking at. Do you think, are you on his side on this particular one, or do you think we'll begin to work towards it? We have constitution amendment ongoing, although the window for the amending the constitution on that part, I don't think that would be possible.
What is going to be? I said it. What are going to be doing? The people, nah.
So is Governor Bago's proposal a visionary reform for better governance, or a well-intentioned idea that may carry unintended consequences? These are some of the questions we expect that you would respond to as we open the phone lines right now. 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. Of course, you know this is Let's Talk Nigeria. We're discussing Nigerian things, of course, issues that bother on our polity, our daily lives, our national lives. 0707 747 1522 and 0912 000 1975. Let's hear from you.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Wanemi from Onopa.
Okay, Wanemi. Welcome, Wanemi.
Yes, I think that what the governor is saying is not new. Other people have said it before. But I think that what we should rather be talking about as a people is to fix certain things. How we elect people into office. Maybe, for example, election processes are transparent and fair. Stuff like this would not be there. And again, if the things you want to do as a governor are in tune with the masses, are in tune with the majority of the people, and then the elections are also fair, you don't have to depend on the Godfather something to put it there, but the votes of the people. If you have these things guaranteed, I don't think there is anything to fear. If, for example, you say certain people are not doing what they are supposed to do, if you employ them, whatever, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do to take the state forward, you can simply remove them and then face the election. If most of the people are happy with what you have done, they will still vote for you. You don't have to say, give me 6 years single term or 4 years single term. And again, if the governor's argument is very correct, I mean, how many times have you seen in this country where people want second term for 4 years and then do nothing again? If the single term is the problem that you cannot do very well, you have one second term, how come you didn't use all those 4 years to do very well? Instead, what we see in this country is that the 4 years, they just go on holidays, junketing all over the world, doing almost nothing. So I think that the second term is very good. Let us maintain, let us just improve on our system. After all, the expectation that the people you will need second term is kind of a check. It sets governors, it sets them up to perform, at least in expectation that they'll get that second term. That is an examination that it needs them to read very well. I mean, the first 4 term is like an exam. They read very well together. So I think that let us maintain the 2 terms, but just improve certain institutions, the INEC and all those things that we need to improve. It's like somebody saying, WAEC is not good enough, introduce JAM. JAM has failed, introduce post-UTM, instead of to check the problem that has made those institutions to be weak, instead of introducing new things every time. Thank you.
All right, and in other words, you're saying that Bago's suggestion, you're not with Bago on this particular one. It's all right. Thanks very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Felix from
Okay, Felix, go ahead.
Yes,
Yeah, Felix, go.
governor-
Oh, man, we lost Felix. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, brother. Soon calling from Onopa.
All right.
Tony, please go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, I want to continue my phone about one single tenor. I believe in Nigeria cannot maintain one single tenor. These politicians are Nigerians. They are too greedy. They are heartless. If they have that one tenor, single tenor, then they take us play ball. You know, in Nigeria, we don't go to assemble. As far as assemble, they for pocket of governor. So there's nothing we will do. So we say, and then if I after I see my 6 years, I don't go. But this first tenor, they're gonna do something. Do small road, do small health center, do small thing. Will take tenor for second tenor. I do this so, I know I do this so, I do this so. Good for me. But if they go for single tenor, my brother, Nigeria are finished. But these are our politicians. They are too greedy and they are too wicked. who cannot succeed.
You mean the politicians will not work at all for first tenure?
They cannot work. They cannot work for single tenure. Because the no think that I don't come again come and beg you for vote. But they work for 2 tenure because of they work for first tenure to come and beg you for vote. But if they not one single tenure, they can do anything they like. After 6 years, I'm go. I'm not coming again to vote, ask for vote. I'm not going to say we go fit you. I'm going to there for the pocket. So let us continue with this 2 tenure. We make the benefit, small they will benefit from them. We are benefiting small in this 2 tenure. So let's sometimes we will give them one single tenure. My brother, we go cry you. For me, 2 tenure is good.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Tony, thank you. Yeah.
There
are different arguments, I'm telling you, this argument, yeah.
Because, like what Tony was saying, this person, union of them, you're supposed to do something. They want to run it like a marathon, just do small, so at least we think that can come up, like I said, the 4+4. I still remember that thing.
Yeah.
If somebody does well, at least you give me another time, I tried, I did this, but just give me time so I could. But how many sincerely go through finishing what they promised at second time?
That's right.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. That's Tony Jackson, or Felix rather. Felix returned, yeah.
Felix, yeah. See, look at what Abia governor has done. Some governors that have ruled for 8 years, because I don't call them, some humans that have ruled for 8 years have not done what that governor has done, honestly. So that one tenure is okay. So the more focus, honestly, it's a very bad thing. Now you can see the way which people come into power these days. People claim it is their turn, it is their right, without being intentional. It's a very bad thing in this country, honestly. It's on hold. I say, it is never right. Honestly, it's not good. My anger mostly is the humans that exalt themselves to authority to take over powers in this country. They are just not godly, honestly. They are not godly. I know a lot. Some people will cry out and speak out, just the way this Niger State governor has spoken. A lot will cry out and speak their hearts. And I pray gradually. I believe of possibilities, positivity in this nation. One day, something will happen, and Nigerians will rise up, and we will rejoice, and all this will be put to pass, honestly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Felix. But I think it's just a personality thing. If you have the right people occupy positions, it doesn't matter how many terms or tenures they do. It's about they wanting to do the right thing.
The great Madiba Nelson Mandela.
Exactly. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Mayawa from Marata.
Mayawa, please go ahead.
Yeah, to me, the first tenure is not bad, but our situation is too weak. The ESCC is weak. The judiciary is weak. So the first tenure is, to me now, if they say the governor should go for first tenure, to me, it won't work. It just be like, let me chop and go. But if they are going for second tenure, at least their first tenure, they will try and do something. And they say, so that they will be able to contest for the second tenure. But if you are saying that we are go for one tenure, or these people, they will just shop with their own shop, with their own, they come out to, yes, nobody will do them anything. But if our institution is strong, if you do anything, your first tenure, you don't do anything, EFCC can go after you and prosecute you. That's what I think. Thank you.
Some must also argue that the immunity thing, could also be considered, if immunity were removed. But I don't agree with that. With that argument, immunity removed from governors or
if
public office holders.
If a person has one tenure, he knows that after that immunity is not there. After that immunity is not there, and our institutions are strengthened. You go arrange yourself.
Hello, morning.
Good morning, my brother Moye speaking. I'm Paul Basta.
Good morning.
Yes, I remain Apostle Eloise. I want to aim my own view based on this very issue on ground. It depends on the person. Yes. Like there's one comment this governor that just defected to AC Accord Party this Osun governor,
Adeleke.
yes. He make a statement. He said, come 2027, say he knows that the Osuns will not vote on the party, they will vote on the person. I remember that statement. I mark it from that man. You see, when you are there, when you walk, if you like come from the one local party that they will vote for you. Let me take it for instance. This Olubolade, how many months did he take to be a military administrator of Bayelsa State? But the legacy he left is still put it tomorrow. So basically, it doesn't how long you spent in the office. You see, person that is good is good. Somebody that wants to work, will work. Somebody that doesn't want to work, give him 3 tenor, give him 4 tenor. My brother, you not account for anything. But somebody that has the mindset to develop in his state, give him 12 months. You will sit on credible, some evidential things to reckon with this project, this legacy. Look at Osun State. There's one health center. You see, world class health center, about 250 visitors. He just now tell me that man on the next election will win. Is it when the man that is good is good? It's not about giving chicken or what. My own is the person. But look at the case in the game. When he was the governor of Anambra State, my village in Anambra was down. But the man touched everywhere that time. He touched everywhere. But look at the government. He came from this level, but he did pretty well. So it's not all about giving person 3 tenor or 2 tenor or 1 tenor. Any person that is good is good. It's on the person. See, our politicians there are few good ones inside, and I do pretty well. I like this topic this morning, Sha. But if I'm able to learn, to have the masses at their heart, to do the work. The money is there, but most of them will not want for this money to go and keep in foreign currencies, foreign countries. I pray only God will help us in this country. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. But Paul, I was also considering something which I feel we should look at. What about the legislature? Because if there's a 1 tenure, let's imagine that the 1 tenure is enough, and someone comes on board and refuses to do or work for the benefit of the people. What about the assembly? They are supposed to be there to check the exercise of the executive. So it doesn't really matter. But then, of course, it's all about the individual, whether the person is good to be able to deliver the dividends of democracy.
Another question we want to ask ourselves, truthfully, we have 3 arms of government, the executive, legislative, and the judiciary, and they are supposed to be independent of each other. The question is the legislative arm of government in Nigeria, across the 36 states of the country, are they independent truly? Are they persons that, if they are doing the job independently, they are supposed to checkmate and do check and balance and bring up policies, and the executive signs, looks at everything and signs the is people-centric.
And disagree with the executive if it's something
in areas of it. But do you always find out that among the 36 states, you have people that
hold your thoughts. Let's go for a short break.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back.
This is your golden moment. 97.5 Golden FM, the gold standard of radio.
Best Western Plus at Oxbow Lake, Yenagoa presents Family Xmas Staycation, a 6-day and 5-night Christmas package to make this holiday a memorable one. We are offering our superior package for couples at 1,599,000 naira only. Double resident family package for 2 adults and 4 kids for 3,599,000 naira only. Deluxe suite package for couples at 1,799,000 naira only. Presidential suite family package for 2 adults and 4 kids at 3,699,000 naira only. This offer is inclusive of buffet at Mama Oxbow Restaurant, which includes buffet breakfast, festive special buffet lunch, glass of wine, palm wine or beer, candle-lit buffet dinner, welcome drink, fruit platter, cookies, access to gym, spa, and swimming pool. Activities lined up to entertain you includes Sunday, 21st December 2025, Christmas Carol, 4:07 p.m., barbecue, 4:10 p.m., music Music, 4:12 p.m. On Wednesday, 24th December 2025, Christmas Eve Hangouts and Live Band by 4:07 p.m. Live Barbecue by 4:10 p.m. DJ Night, 7:12 p.m. Couples Dance and Gifts, 8 p.m. On Thursday, 25th December 2025, Santa Gift Splash, 1 p.m. Live Band and Barbecue, 3:10 p.m. Christmas Family Brunch, 35,000 naira, 3:12 p.m. DJ Night, 10 p.m. Music, 1 a.m. Friday, 26th December 2025, Lucky Dip, 12 p.m. Santa Gift Splash, 1 p.m. Boxing Day Hangouts, DJ Karaoke and Live Barbecue, 4 p.m. Music, 10 p.m. On Saturday, 27th December 2025, there will be a live barbecue, DJ and music by 3:10 p.m. On Sunday, 28th December 2025, live barbecue, DJ Karaoke and music by 3 p.m. On Wednesday, 31st December 2025, fireworks crossover night by 12:01 a.m. Music, 12:04 a.m. Live barbecue, 3:12 a.m. And on Thursday, 1st January 2026, New Year's special lunch by 1 p.m. Best Western Plus at Oxbow Lake Yanagua is located at the Oxbow Lake Yanagua, Bayelsa State. For reservations, kindly call the numbers 0706 942 1149 or 0802 303 3534. You can also reach us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Best Western Plus Bayelsa, or visit our website bestwesternplus.com. Best Western Plus Family Xmas Staycation, a holiday home away from home.
We are Golden FM for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Too bright. Other stations can't touch this.
Yeah, that's how we living, and you know, can't touch this.
Let's listen to this announcement. The Bikers After 25 Reunion Planning Committee warmly invites all alumni of the college to her maiden reunion program with the theme Strengthening Bonds, Advancing Together, under the distinguished chairmanship of Honorable Dr. Gentile Miller, Commissioner for Education, Bayelsa State. Speakers: Dr. Mrs. Josephine Igodo, Pioneer Registrar; Dr. Ebitimi Berezi, Pioneer Dean, Students Affairs; Professor Raphael Main-Daignan, Second Provost, Bikers. Date: Thursday, 18th December 2025. Time: 7:30 a.m. Roadwork from Law School Gate, Agodama Pier to Tumbia Junction. 5 p.m. Reunion Dinner. Venue: Emmys Event Center, Inek Road, Banshia. This is signed by Yen Rebie Ekie, Chairman, and Ofoin Inimo, PRO.
This is your golden moment. 97.5 Golden FM, the gold standard of radio.
Yo, it's yours truly, Slicky Ricky.
I am Morgan Steven.
My name is Kenny Chris.
It's your girl Christy with the Golden K.
My name is Engineer Ma, aka Utility, aka Flexing Daddy.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Maomi Abrifa, popularly known as Yala Jofian Town Worldwide Services.
My name is Lisa Yebi.
What's up, my people? My name is Paul Oblomubasi, also call me the Ambassador. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
I just want to wish y'all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I want to wish you all Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Love you.
I'm the engineer for this station. I'm the on radio, the off radio. If I no on them, I no go hear the radio.
70 years old man.
I did here to wish on a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And on behalf of every single one of us right here on 97.5 Golden FM, the gold standard of radio, we are wishing you and everyone dear to you Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Merry Christmas.
All right, we're back to the final lap of Let's Talk Nigeria. We're assessing Governor Bagrit Advocacy for a single-term tenure for governors in Nigeria. We appreciate all of your calls. And, Paul, I think we'll have to return to the calls immediately because we'll have a few minutes to spend here.
True.
Let's get this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Golden FM.
Good morning.
I still remain supporting from Perepa.
All right, go ahead, please, Pera. You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, you have not been taking my call. I've been attending to one of the lines only. Sorry for that. What Bago said is just the right thing. You see, sometimes our elites, like I said the other time, they come back to their rightful senses, and the good side, the good spirit in them speaks. It's just the right thing, and I'm not saying for free that this will be this single tenor will be the best thing that will ever happen to our nascent democracy. You see, if you have a blueprint, if you have a vision and a deliberate plan for the people and for your state, I think 2 years, for me, you can even do something on time for people to see. Just like the fashion that you are talking about in Lagos. That guy was my guy that year.
No, it's not Fashola. Ambode. Ambode.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Ambode. I'm very sorry. Slip of tongue. Ambode. See, single tenor will be the best thing that can happen to our democracy. Thank you and good morning.
All right, thank you very much, Pera. And let's take more calls. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. My name is Prince Will, calling from Tenacious Road.
Okay, please go ahead.
The problem we have is indiscipline from our leaders. When a leader understands that he has a term of 5 years, he could concentrate in the programs that will benefit the people within that specified period.
Mm-hmm.
But if we are allowed to run 2 terms, even for life, problems will still continue. So every leader must understand why I am going to this office is for this, that, and that, and that. And once he concentrates on those things, another person will come in after 6 years or thereabout and continue. So I think the 1 term should have been the best for us as a people, so that it will also reduce this electoral crisis and other negative vices. Thank you.
Thank you. If my calculation is correct, about 80% of the callers support a single term. Yeah, because they're, the, should I say benefits or the advantages are more? Maybe, maybe not.
I know in alignment to what they're saying, just strengthening the institutions and the systems, the checks and the balances, where we can have proper audit carried out, we'll have forensic audit going on and all the different things, strengthen the institutions, let them be independent too, and the government independent, the legislative arm independent of everything. Even for them too, there should be check and balance. For me, we do all of these different things. Just make governance unattractive.
Well, when you talk about check and balances, I have said this over and over. The assembly, the legislature, I think they're supposed to check the executive.
See, that's why.
They're supposed to check the check and balances, because we could check them if we have to vote them again. All right, because we have the power to take you out of power.
How effective has it been? If we begin to see, okay, now.
But we saw what happened with the Buhari in the first tenure.
For the legislative.
Saraki, the ways.
Yes, for the legislative. If we trigger the ability to recall back, if that is done, when begin to say, oh, you don't represent us well, come back. When you begin to do that, see, people will know that they're on the hot seat. Our leaders should know of a truth that you are there leading. When we are leading, you are a servant to the people. It's just a mindset. People have not really entered into that office to know that. They've not really entered to the place to know that these people you are serving the people. If you really do it, and I will hold them accountable, and different check and balances and the things, like that's what I'm saying, check and balances, where even the legislative arm knows that this is what we're doing. If you don't do it well, our people will recall us back. I saw, just while I was wrapping up, I saw a particular man that was seeking for re-election, went and had a meeting with the youths of the town, and he brought Gardiner, brought all the different things, drinks, and they told him, we're very sorry, you can take this and go back to where you're coming from, but we as a people who have given a vote of no confidence, we don't have confidence in you, and we ensure we are not coming back.
He got mad and walked away.
He got mad and was throwing everything. The people told him to his face, no matter the amount of money you bring to us, we have not represented us well. You're not coming back. It should get to the point where the citizenry know that the power is really in the thumb.
So for you think that it doesn't really matter the number.